Let us start the session. Today, actually, we are going to learn about the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, a method of asexual reproduction. Let us start. Here in this slide, you are going to learn what is vegetative reproduction. Next, different modes of vegetative reproduction. Next, advantages and disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. First, let us discuss what is vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is a method of one of the methods of asexual reproduction. In this method, the vegetative parts of the plant is used for producing a new plant. Which are the vegetative parts? You know, stem, root, leaves. All these are vegetative parts of the plant. The vegetative parts of the plants are used for producing a new plant. This method of asexual reproduction is called vegetative reproduction. And the next topic we are going to discuss in this module is different modes of vegetative reproduction. And the last one is advantages and disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. Okay, so let us move on to the slide. Definition of a vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation. New plants are produced from vegetative parts. Example, from the stem. You can see some of the pictures here. What is this? This is potato tuber. Yes, you can see certain projections or outgrowth here. These outgrowths are called the buds of the potato. See, this part is cut and plant. We get a new potato plant. So, new potato plant is produced by cutting this part and planting it there in the soil. You get a new potato plant. These buds are actually, this is the stem. So, vegetative propagation in potato tuber is by stem. Now, move on to the next picture. What is that? Let us watch. This is ginger. Another example of vegetative propagation by stem is ginger. Ginger, even turmeric, also produce new plants by vegetative propagation. In the case of ginger and turmeric, see there, this is what is called a rhizome. The plant, new plant is produced from the ginger. See, you cut these finger-like projections. This is what is the finger-like projections there in ginger. This you plant, you get a new ginger plant. This is stem of ginger. Yes, so the stem of ginger, this is a finger-like projections or buds. This also here you can see the buds. And this you plant, you get a new ginger plant or a turmeric also there is the same way. And another example is vegetative propagation by stem is onion. You can see here onion plants. Onion vegetative propagation in plants like onion takes place through special structure called buds. The buds are composed of reduced stem with layered fleshy scaly leaves. So here you already observed, you have seen potato, then ginger, and the third one is onion, and the next one is this plant is gladiolus. Gladiolus also a kind of plant where the vegetative propagation takes place by vertical underground swollen stem. This is an example of again vegetative propagation by stem. So all these pictures are the examples of vegetative propagation by stem. New plants are produced from the vegetative parts, especially from stem. One is potato example, next one is ginger, next one is onion, and the next one is gladiolus. Even colocasia, that is RB, is also reproduced vegetatively by stem. Okay, now another example of a vegetative propagation by stem is cactus plant. You know it very well. A piece of cactus stem you cut and plant, you get a new cactus plant. You get a new cactus plant. Okay, yes. Uh, then move on to the next slide. Here you will be seeing vegetative propagation by leaves. Vegetative propagation by leaves, you have learned there in the smaller classes, that is bryophyllum. The best example is bryophyllum. Here you can see the picture of bryophyllum. The notches of the plant leaf, the notches of the leaves, you can see buds. If you cut these buds and plant them in the soil, you get a new bryophyllum plant. So vegetative propagation by leaves, example is bryophyllum. And another method is vegetative propagation by cutting the stem. Generally, most of the plants, by cutting the stem, you can reproduce or you can produce a new plant. For example, jasmine, a rose, all these you can cut the plant. Hibiscus, you can cut the stem and you plant, you get a new uh, plant. Yes. So here there are two types of stem cutting methods. One is grafting and the other one is layering. Grafting is mainly done in rows. Here you can see what is grafting. Commercially important plants are often propagated or produced by asexual means in order to sustain and maintain their desirable traits like flower color, flavor, and resistance to diseases. Cutting may be taken from the parent plant. So here a small piece of cutting is taken from the parent plant and rooted. This is run. See, this is what is the parent plant. A piece of parent plant stem is cut and inserted there in this part. Inserted there in the other part. Okay. So cutting may be taken from the parent plant and rooted. This is done in plants like rose, guava, and bougainvillea. So this part is the scion and this is what is called the stalk. Scion and stalk. And scion is the piece of a stem which is from the parent cell that is inserted into the stalk. Yes, see, and tie with a cloth. Nicely tie with a cloth. First, take a piece from the parent cell, parent plant, insert this there in the stalk, okay, then tie it properly and this develop as a new plant which has these characters as well as these characters, okay. This method is called the grafting. Now, here you can see the other example of vegetative propagation by stem, that is layering. Layering is mainly done there in plants like jasmine and all. So how jasmine, mainly jasmine only. So here the branch which is near to the ground is bent and here put a heavy object like a stone and all so that this branch should be in contact with the earth or the soil. After few weeks you will be seeing small roots arise from this part and then this part is separated, cut and separated and plant this part plant as a new plant. Okay, so from here you can get one new plant. This is called a layering. Layering is mainly done in plants like which one? Plants like jasmine and all. Okay, now move to the next slide, that is that is the advantages of vegetative reproduction. First one is it takes less time to grow the plants. Vegetative propagation takes less time to propagate or develop the plants, bear flowers and fruits earlier. And the next one is new plants are exact copies of the parent plant and have the same desirable characters. So children, what all we discussed is what is vegetative reproduction and what are the different modes of vegetative reproduction, vegetative propagation by leaves, vegetative propagation by stem, vegetative propagation by root, and also vegetative propagation by cutting. Grafting we discussed, layering we discussed, and the advantages of vegetative propagation we discussed. Okay, so thank you children. Have a nice